very great and powerful. Console, which means the chalice of God, the Holy Grail himself. Biafran warrior, he goes up. Freedom fighter man, he goes is our hero. He goes in a resting at the paradise.
You fought like a soldier, and you died like a soldier. You never betrayed our motherland. Your legacy lives on.
Emmanuel, it's like you're waiting for me. Good morning. Thank you for joining us from Maryland.
Because you will live on.
Appointed unto man to die. It is the way you die. It is the way you visit the
The sudden death is unbearable. I feel the pain from my innermost heart. It's just hard to say goodbye, my hero.
You left us, but you live on. All on our board, Antequala Biafra, Jinji Chiji, Alajuroi, Ian Lota, ESN Commander, Umundi Rayani, Konsamwala.
There will be no mercy, I'm telling you. Let that be. Because the will and the will of God.
Because of your death will be remembered.
As Biafrans mourn you, the whole world wants you too.
It truly pains my heart that you are no more. The shock.
Charles Orji, welcome. Good morning from here.
Continue fighting.
Your sacrifices will never be forgotten. The real dead Biafra reincarnate soon.
And the council will be avenged without apologies to any idiot wherever in the world. And work is ongoing to that effect. And we're not going to stop until the heads are complete. 2,000 of them.
Biafran's Got Talent exclusive.
Rene, welcome. Share, and welcome others as well.
Console, which means the chalice of God, the Holy Grail himself.
Biafran warrior, he goes up. Freedom fighter man, he goes up. Is our hero, he goes up. In a resting at the paradise. You fought like a soldier, and you died like a soldier. You never betrayed our motherland. Your legacy lives on. You are a gallant soldier, a favorite soldier, but no violent soldier. My brother, you will live on. Because you will live on.
Because it is appointed unto man to die, but it is the way you die. It is the way you receive this day.
The sudden death is unbearable. I feel the pain from my innermost heart. It's just hard to say goodbye, my hero.
You left us, but you live on. All on our world, Antekwala Biafra, Jinji, Alajuroye, Iai Lorota, ESN Commander, Umunde Rayaje, Konsamwala. You are the chosen, you offended nobody, but they choose to be I had the rock, and I ain't waiting for you. You offended nobody, but they choose to be we revenge now, we revenge now.
There will be no mercy, I'm telling you. God, let us have because the will and the issue of God.
Because of your death, we remember.
Yes, sir.
As Biafrans mourn you, the whole world wants you to.
It truly pains my heart that you are no more. The shock can never go out from my heart like that. Continue fighting.
Your sacrifices will never be forgotten. The real dead reincarnate soon.
And the council will be avenged without apologies to any idiot wherever in the world. And work is ongoing to that effect. And we're not going to stop until the heads are complete. 2,000 of them.
Aruka
People must come out to say that enough is enough. When you travel to the north, do you live in the forest in the north? The Igbo people in Sabongeri in Kanu, are they living of course it's Hausa land, are they living in the forest? They came to the town, they work very hard, they build houses, they build mansions, they develop the entire place. Is that not what they do? What are they doing in our forest? Nobody can answer that question. They say that they're pastoralists. World aspiring to be a member of the UN Security Council, where you move cattle from place to place. Are you people well at all? You so-called Nigerians, are you normal in the brain? I'm asking you a simple question. Show me a country that aspires to be in the 21st century, moving cattle from place to place, telling me they're grazing. Which country is that? Please tell me. These are people that have prepared for you to sell you down the drain. By the time the Fulanis are done with you, believe you me, if you don't rise up now to fight for your freedom, by the time Fulanis are done with you, you'll be more useless than a Hausa peasant. People must come out to say that enough is enough. When you travel to the north, do you live in the forest in the north? The Igbo people in Sabongeri in Kanu, are they living of course it's Hausa land, are they living in the forest? They came to the town, they work very hard, they build houses, they build mansions, they develop the entire place. Is that not what they do?
The network is trying to...
What are Fulani people doing in our forest? No.
What are the Fulani doing in our forest?
I can answer that question. They say that they're pastoralists. World aspiring to be a member of the UN Security Council, where you move cattle from place to place. Are you people well at all? You so-called Nigerians, are you normal in the brain? I'm asking you a simple question. Show me a that aspires to be in the 21st century, moving cattle from place to place, telling me they're grazing. Which country is that? Please tell me. These are people that have prepared for you to sell you down the drain. By the time the Fulanis are done with you, believe you me, if you don't rise up now to fight for your freedom, by the time Fulanis are done with you, you'll be more useless than a Hausa peasant.
You'll be infected. Eat me as a meat. All cancer killing. Get a cancer, baby. But you cancer, you finish again. Come on.
We are fighting a very different war with Nigeria terrorist state, and they are confessing. Have you ever, in the history of Nigeria, have you ever, even during the war, it was only during the war actually that the issue of Biafra was discussed at the National Assembly, and the entire security chief are crying. I have a military experience. We are training the Biafra fighters, and they are engaging Nigeria in a very systematic war that they have never fought before. I didn't say it. You can hear it from the horse's mouth. Musa have cried several times, and let me tell you, if they think that in self-defense is a crime, they should go and read international law. Because the point is that nomadic system have taken over, and nobody is thinking correctly in Nigeria anymore. You come and kill people and expect them to defend themselves. We are defending ourselves. And like I said, if I have access to bomb today that will go to Asoro, I will first of all engage Asoro.
Eze daalụ biko eze kedu aba gị?
Aba m bụ Eze Levi Azulike na Biafra land.
Ebe a na-etu
m bụ mgbochi ọrịa
ka ọgwụgwụ ya mma. Biko eze kedu ibe ji n'aka iwe?
Ibe ji n'aka ibe a nzu ibe a n'ala Igbo. Ọ nzu a ka anyị ji ekpe ekpere n'ala Igbo.
Mgbe ekpere anyị ya bụ ekpere ka anyị mara ihe ekpere.
Chukwu okike abịa Elohim Yahweh. Nzu ka anyị ji n'aka maka na nzu uwe ọchọ onye aka mara nzu anaghị ama unyi, aka makwara na unyi anaghị ama nzu. Ọ na-atụ utubo anyị ewere nzu kwacharịa ekpe ekpere wee na-asị ekpere dị ka anyị na-atụgharịcha ikpe. Ekpere anyị na-ekpe bụ na Elohim Nigeria eme na ibe anaghị eme mmadụ. Nigeria kamgbe ha bidoro bebe anyị ihe gbube ụmụazị anyị, na-egbu nwoke na-egbu nwaanyị, na-agba nwaanyị afọ ime, wepụta ya nwa, gbuo nne, gbuo di, gbuo nwaanyị, repu ụmụ anyị, repu nwunye anyị, gbaa ụmụ anyị mana ogologo ezi bata n'ime ụlọ ya na ha akọ ibe ya na-emesi na nke kwa mbọsị bụ ọnwụ. Anọgide nke kachacha mkpa bụ pafụ ọnụ ụzọ. Onye ahụ n'ụzọ aka ya dị ọcha na ibe ọ na-akpọ ya ọnụ gọọmenti, dọkpụrụ ụmụaka ya aka dị ọcha nke ama a na-afụ kpọrọba nche na thousands of people, millions na-egbube ka na-egbu ọkụ na ha be esi mkpụrụ obube buru na eje elesi ndị obodo oyibo anyị were na-akpọtụ nzu n'aka na-asụ Elohim Chukwu okike abịa ọ na-awụ onye Igbo ji ekpe ekpere ọbịa ka ya gara gbafu akpa ụkwụ anyị gbasịa m akpa ụkwụ wee zụta ọgba na
Yes, so good morning, Biafrans. Wonderful people. Wonderful Biafrans and lovers of freedom. Good morning. I welcome you. Welcome you to the questionnaire this morning on this very special day. Another day in the land of the living. And I really appreciate every one of you for joining me. We have to proceed. Before we proceed, let me play you this video of our Prime Minister when he went to submit letter of intent to the office of the Finnish Prime Minister.
All right, I'm just coming from the office of the President of Finland, officially submitting the letter of intent ahead of our convention. We move.
Submitting the letter of intent ahead of our convention. That was in 2024, last year, before he was called for questioning. A minute, we are going to start up. I want to play this is
Fellow Biafrans, this is the 11th day of November 2024, and I am here again to respond to a question by somebody who just asked me, Prime Minister, what do we do to sustain the peace and security we've brought to Biafra land? And I told him, and I said, I am going to make this video to respond because I know many people are going to be asking the same question. So here is my response. The only way to sustain the peace that we have brought to Biafra territory and to the Biafra people is to make sure that Nigeria never breed.
Did you hear that? Did you hear what the Prime Minister said? He said the only way to sustain the peace, the only way to sustain the tranquility, the only way to sustain the good atmosphere in Biafra land is to make sure that Nigeria never breeds. Who are those who are going to implement what the Prime Minister said? It is the Biafran Defense Forces. It is the Biafran Liberation Army, the resistance fighters, the Black Marines, the navies, the Marine Corps, each and every one of them. They are the ones to help in sustaining the peace that Biafra land have enjoyed since the unveiling of the Biafran Defense Forces or the Biafran Army in 2023. Listen.
Within our territory, the Nigeria Terrorist Army, Nigeria Terrorist State Police, and every arm-carrying person under Nigeria within Biafra territory must not be allowed to breed because they are the main cause of insecurity. They are the terrorists that have been terrorizing people, facilitating the attack against indigenous people, and shielding these ragtag terrorists when they come to kill. So we are not going to allow them to breed in Biafra territory until Biafra become an independent state, recognized under international community and the United Nations. I want you to take a look at where Nigeria is breeding, how the security situation are in those places. Take a look in Yoruba land. Nigeria is breeding in Yoruba land. 29,000 people have been reportedly killed by the Fulani terrorists. Look at the northeast, northwest, where Nigeria is breeding. There are many terrorist groups springing up on a daily basis. Innocent women and children are being neutralized every day. Take a look in the Middle Belt, where Nigeria is breeding. There are people who have given birth to their children inside IDP camp. And many of those children are today 19 years of age. What does that tell you? It means that people have actually left and fled their ancestral land and have been living in IDP camp for more than 19 years. And without any plan for them to reclaim their land. Their land is now being occupied by strangers. Who are those strangers? The fighters that were actually killing the people and chasing them out of their own land. Nigeria is breeding in the Middle Belt. And that's the reason why we decided that the solution to sustain the security in our land is to make sure that Nigeria never breed. And that's what Simon Ekpa is leading. Thank you very much. May God bless you.
Thank you. That was the Prime Minister of the Biafran Republic government in exile, Mazi Simon Ekpa, telling you, educating every one of us why we must sustain the peace that we have in Biafra. Why we must sustain the peace that Biafran territory are enjoying. Since the inception of the Biafran Defense Forces, there have been peace and tranquility in our land. And the only way to sustain that is to make sure that we support the Biafran Defense Forces, to make sure that Nigeria never breeds in our land, in our territory, in our region, to make sure that the women and children are protected. Very, very important. So I want to use that to welcome you this morning to the questionnaire. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you, depending on your location and depending on your time. And welcome you to the part 2 of our discussion yesterday. Yesterday, I was able to, take us through the processes that the Biafran government went through, starting from our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to the establishment of the Eastern Security Network. Their sole responsibility then was to protect the Biafran bushes, to make sure that they evade the terrorists from the bushes, which they were doing diligently well until in 2023, when each and every one of the gallant men and women of the Eastern Security Network who saw the positive work that the Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa was doing, and every other armed group in Biafran territory that was actually fighting for freedom, all of them were unified. They came together, they agreed to work under the Biafran Republic government in exile as one unified force, as one unified army, to work and fight for the freedom of their people. So that gave birth to the Biafran Liberation Army or the Biafran Defense Forces. Even as you hear people saying ESN, ESN, those people calling ESN, ESN are the enemies of Biafra. They are the enemies of the people. The reason why they are calling ESN, ESN is for you to think that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, we know he established ESN. Simon Ekpanjoku, we know that he is the one who brought ESN, every other armed group together to form the Biafran Liberation Army. So the IPOB Nigeria, they don't want to acknowledge that unification. But that unification is there. There is nothing they can do. So they have to always say ESN, ESN to make it look as if there is a division between ESN and the BLA, or to make it look like as if they are two different armies altogether. Eastern Security Network does not exist anymore. Eastern Security Network that was set up by our leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, in December 2020 does no longer exist. They were collapsed. They were merged. They came together. They agreed together to work under the Biafra government in exile and the de facto in the homeland. Eastern Security Network gave birth to Butuzo, gave birth to Gento, gave birth to Ikonso, gave birth to Ejemekop, gave birth to Baby Bush. All these people that you saw in the Biafran Liberation Army, they all transcended from Eastern Security Network to the Biafran Liberation Army. So anybody you see telling you, oh, ESN this, ESN that, that person is the enemy of Biafra. That person always want to promote a divisive agenda, which is the modus operandi of the Nigerian government. So nobody should listen to them. So ESN does not exist. What you see today is the Biafra Liberation Army, the Biafra resistance fighters, the Black Marines, the Marine Corps, the navies, and the special forces of Biafra, who have special tasks whenever they are mandated to carry out in any part of the Biafran territory. Okay. So yesterday I was able to bring you to that, to that very point for each and every one of us to understand the formation of the Biafran Liberation Army. Very, very important. It is one of the criteria for the Montevideo Convention requirement. For nations that are fighting for statehood, you must have to have an army. You have to have a territory, a verifiable population, and can be able to negotiate with the outside world. And this was the reason why the Prime Minister with the Biafran Republic government in exile went to Finland in 2023, Helsinki, to unveil the Biafran Liberation Army, and as well have some, some contractual agreements with some nations like Ambazonia and all the rest of them, just to go through the processes of internationally required processes of fighting or being a statehood. Very, very important. So this morning, I really welcome you once again. And what is the essence of the Biafran Liberation Army? So this morning, through the works, I want to take you through the great works that this Liberation Army are doing and they have done to make sure that your land is safe, to make sure that our land is safe, that our women and children are protected. You will agree with me that before now, before 2023, you see the atrocities that the Ragtag Fulani terrorists were committing in Biafran territory. just like our Prime Minister said now. After the unveiling of the Biafran Liberation Army, a lot of things changed. The terrorists now understand that it was not business as usual. Most of them have to take cover. Most of them had to leave Biafran land. But there are those who were destined to perish in Biafra land. They stayed back and they received the consequences of their action. So the establishment of the Biafran Liberation Army was to protect our land, protect our women, and protect our children, and protect our borders as well. So since that inception, there had been a decline, a rapid decline in the atrocities that was being committed by the terrorists themselves, and as well as their supporters, who are the Nigerian army, the police, the immigration, the DSS, and all of them. Before now, Biafra land, you can wake up in the morning and the Nigerian government will just send their military to your house and they kidnap you. Youths were hiding in their own land. People were living in fear. Communities were no longer habitable. Even in the marketplaces, people were afraid to go out because of these atrocious activities of the Nigerian government, using the army, using the police, in order to intimidate our people. There was a high rise of insecurity in Biafran territory, and an urgent need, call for action was needed in Biafran region. And that was the reason why drastic action has to be taken against all these people who were intimidating and harassing our people. And Biafran Liberation Army was the answer, was the solution that was needed to nip all these atrocities in the bud and send the terrorists packing to Futajelon. Some went to Sokoto, some went to Kaduna, and all the rest of them. But there are also remnants of them, most of them who, this terrorists we are talking about, there are also those of them who their mothers gave birth in our land during and before the war. Because all these things you see happening here, the sabotages, the propaganda, the backstabbing that is being orchestrated by the same people who are supposed to fight for freedom, most of them are not Biafrans 100%. Most of them are mixed blood. Most of them were a product of rape during the war and before the war. So they have to answer our name, they learned our languages, they have the blood of the Fulanis in them. So at this particular time, they have to rise up against us because they know they have no inheritance in our land. So most of them are agents of the caliphate in our land. And that is why the caliphate has now come up with a strategy to use them against our people, to use them against our freedom. And that is what you see playing out as we continue to progress for our freedom. These people will come out to stamp on it. These people will come out to betray on it. This is the reason why you see somebody, he will answer a Biafran person's name or Igbo name, but the next minute you see him fighting against the same freedom that supposedly he should fight to get. This is a proof to you that most of them are not really Biafrans. They have Biafran blood. They have Fulani blood in them. So since their father is from Fulani, they fluctuate towards the dominant gene of their father in order to perpetuate evil in our land. You see them speak so fluently. They speak fluently our languages because they have grown in our land. they are now being used against us. They are now being used against us, against our freedom. That is what you see playing out. Not that the real Biafrans cannot stand against their freedom. You cannot fight against what you are looking for, and you cannot come out to kill those who you are fighting to protect. It is practically impossible. So the unveiling of the Biafran Liberation Army was as a result of the atrocities of the Nigerian government against our people, and as well as a process in order to meet the requirement of the Montevideo Convention of nations that seek to be free from oppression. So that is why the Biafran people at this time, we have an army, and we have to sustain that army. We have a well-trained army that will work according to international requirements, rules of engagement. A well-equipped army, over 100,000 men that have sacrificed their lives, that have brought out themselves to stand very strong for their freedom. And we must sustain them. We must make sure that we give them all the necessary tools that they need in order to protect our land. I want you to listen to what the Prime Minister said after the unveiling of the Biafran Liberation Army. I want you to listen to it very much again, so that you understand that we must do everything humanly possible to protect our land.
Good afternoon, fellow Biafrans. This is the 11th day of November 2024, and I am here again to respond to a question by somebody who just asked me, Prime Minister, what do we do to sustain the peace and security we've brought to Biafra land? And I told him, and I said, I am going to make this video to respond because I know many people are going to be asking the same question. So here is my response. The only way to sustain the peace that we have brought to Biafra territory and to the Biafra people is to make sure that Nigeria never breed within our territory. The Nigeria Terrorist Army, Nigeria Terrorist State Police, and every arm-carrying person under Nigeria within Biafra territory must not be allowed to breed, because they are the main cause of insecurity. They are the terrorists that have been terrorizing people, facilitating the attack against indigenous people, and shielding these ragtag terrorists when they come to kill. So we are not going to allow them to breed in Biafra territory until Biafra become an independent state, recognized under international community and the United Nations. I want you to take a look at where Nigeria is breeding, how the security situation are in those places. Take a look in Yoruba land. Nigeria is breeding in Yoruba land. 29,000 people have been reportedly killed by the Fulani terrorists. Look at the northeast, northwest, where Nigeria is breeding. There are many terrorist groups springing up on a daily basis. Innocent women and children are being neutralized every day. Take a look in the middle belt, where Nigeria is breeding. There are people who have given birth to their children inside IDP camp. And many of them are today, many of those children are today 19 years of age. What does that tell you? It means that people have actually left and fled their ancestral land and have been living in IDP camp for more than 19 years. And without any plan for them to reclaim their land. Their land is now being occupied by strangers. Who are those strangers? The fighters that were actually killing the people and chasing them out of their own land. Nigeria is breeding in the Middle Belt. And that's the reason why we decided that the solution to sustain the security in our land is to make sure that Nigeria never breed. And that's what Simon Ekpa is leading. Thank you very much. May God bless you.
The only way to sustain the peace in our land is to make sure that Nigeria never breeds. And the people that are going to make it happen is the Biafran Liberation Army, the Biafran Defense Forces, under the leadership of General Igwe Butuzo. Under the Biafran Defense Council, the men and women that are going to make Nigeria not to breed in our land, I want to show you their picture. More importantly, for you to know, this is Igwe Butuzo. This is Igwe Butuzo, the General Commander, Triple General of the Biafran Defense Forces. You know, you don't see his face. You can't see his face. I want to bring your army to you so that you will understand that all these men and women, they have decided to protect your land. They have decided to make sure that they put their lives on the line. These are the men and women of the Biafran Defense Forces, that they have their charge with the responsibility. The reasons for the establishment of this Biafran Liberation Army, one of the most important reasons is to form as a military base of the Biafran government and of the Biafran people. The reason is to protect our communities from attacks. The reason is to protect our women and children from kidnappings, from killings. The reason is to protect our properties from being burned. You can remember that there was a time the Nigerian government were running riot in Biafra land. They come to this market when people are sitting at home. They go and burn it. On sit-at-home days, the Nigerian government will go and enforce it in order to tarnish the good works of the Biafran government, the de facto in the homeland. Biafrans were missing, Biafrans were being killed, properties were being destroyed, markets were being burnt. This was the activities that the Nigerian government, terrorists in uniform, the atrocity that they were committing in our land. And since the political players, since the chief executive officers of the state, they were not actually there to protect the Biafran people. It gave rise. The responsibility now fell on the shoulders of the Biafran Defense Forces, while they are ridding our forest of the terrorists who are camping in our forest, while they are protecting our borders from those who are coming to commit havoc in our land. They are also checkmating the atrocities of the Nigerian government personnel, the police, the army, the military, and all of them. So that was the enormous responsibility that fell on the hands of the Biafran Liberation Army. And they were doing it diligently. They were so much committed to their work that there were reductions in the killings, in kidnappings, in destructions, and in disappearance of Biafrans. So you must give kudos to these men and women, highly disciplined in their line of duty for the protection of the Biafran communities. And I want to let you understand that this number that you see here is just a fraction, not even a 1/10 of a fraction of the number of men and women that are under arms and supposed to be for the protection of the 40 states of Biafra land. We have over 100,000 men under arms. There are some who they don't have the equipment. Kids have not gotten up to them because of the financial burden, the financial responsibility that goes with the defense of a nation. As you all understand, it is the Biafran people, a very few number of Biafrans that are funding this liberation and the recognition. Few Biafrans from the homeland that are funding the liberation of Biafran territory and Biafra land. And it is very, very important that our people understand that there is an enormous responsibility that rests on the shoulders of all these men and women of the Biafran Defense Forces, on the Biafran Liberation Army. For instance, we have 40 states in Biafra land. All these 40 states have boundaries. The BLA need to be stationed all around the boundaries of these 40 states. The BLA need to be stationed all around the hotspots in these 40 states. And all this can only be possible if the logistics are very much available to them. If they have limited logistics, how are they going to meet up the demand of the people? There is enormous responsibility that goes along with the defense of a nation. You have to collect intelligence. You have to act on it. You have to verify information. You have to collect information in order to act. You can't just hear an information and you go and act. No. For all these things to happen, you have to have all the necessary logistics that you needed in order to function effectively as an army of the people. So there are enormous responsibility that rest on the Biafran de facto government in the homeland. There are enormous responsibility that rest on the shoulders of the Biafran Defense Council. There are enormous responsibility that lies on the shoulders of the Triple Star General Igwe Butuzo. There are also responsibilities that lies on the shoulders of each personnel of the Biafran Liberation Army or the Biafran Defense Forces. And they understand their responsibility, first and foremost, to protect lives and properties of the Biafran people. So, it is now your responsibility to fund them, to support them, to assist them, so that they can carry out their responsibility. Very, very important. BDF, the Biafran Defense Forces, was born in order to prevent the oppression, in order to, prevent the intimidation that the Biafrans go through on a daily basis in the hand of the Nigerian terrorist state. Intimidation, harassment, brutal attacks of Biafrans all around in Biafra land. So the coming on board of the Biafran Defense Forces was able to nip all these vices into the bud. And they have to continue in that avenue. But it needs required logistics. You have seen cases where the Nigerian government invade communities and start arresting any young men that they see on the way in your communities. You have seen harassment here and there. You have seen kidnappings. You have seen how the Nigerian government, through their security agencies, have been kidnapping Biafrans. Before 2023, all these heinous crimes were rampant in Biafran territory. But immediately the Biafran Liberation Army started their functions, they were able to prevent most of these heinous crimes that were happening in Biafran territory. Kudos to the Biafran Liberation Army for the wonderful work they have been doing, and they will continue to do it as long as they have the logistics that they need, they require in order to function as a very strong army. Very, very important. You know, all these men need to be stationed all over Biafran territory, and it requires logistics. It requires funds. It is capital intensive. You understand that the Biafran people are the ones funding this liberation. And it's only a very few Biafrans that are doing that. Because those Biafrans who have what it takes to fund this liberation, all of them seem to be one Nigerianist. Those who are, those who are feeding fat from Nigeria, they are looking the other way around. They don't want to support the freedom of their people. They prefer Nigeria to Biafra. So these men are not actually supporting the Biafran people. And that is why we are calling on them at this time for them to think twice and remember that Biafra is for each and every one of them. They should remember that Nigeria never existed 5,000 years ago. Nigeria is not even up to 100 years or 80 years of existence. So before Nigeria, Biafra has been into existence. It was the amalgamation of 1914 that fraudulently brought us together in this contraption we find ourselves, in this human abattoir that we find ourselves. So Biafrans should understand that Biafra is their inheritance, is what belongs to them. And we must fight to keep it. Our great-grandfathers fought for Biafra. They want to Biafra, they fight for Biafra. And this is our generation to make sure that we complete that fight that they fought for Biafra to be free. Very, very important. And I want you to understand as well that the BLA mission is not to intimidate anybody. It's not to harass anybody. These men and women were specially trained to protect their women and children and protect our territories. So they are not the one that you can see harassing individuals. No. All the armies, all the militia that you see in that part of the country that harass citizens are the militia of the different governors in different regions. Hope Uzodinma has his own militia. Soludo has his own militia. Oti has his own militia. Wabara has his own militia. Mba has his own militia. All these governors who are the stooges of the Nigerian government in Biafran territory, they have militia, they have armies that they use in intimidating the people. This is not the handwork of the Biafran Defense Forces. The Biafran Defense Forces are there to protect our land. They are there to protect our women and children. They are there to make sure that the terrorists are delegitimized in their numbers. And they have been doing that since 2023. Operation Sanctified was launched. That Operation Sanctified or Sanctity, or no matter the name, the nomenclature you give to it, was to make sure that all these military checkpoints, all these police posts that the Nigerian government security agencies use to harass our people, to make sure that we disband each and every one of them. You saw what was happening. In military checkpoints, they will kidnap Biafrans. In police checkpoints, they will kidnap Biafrans. And the police and the military will not act. They will not do anything to safeguard the lives and properties of the people that they were supposed to protect. If Nigeria was a workable society, we don't need Biafra. We wouldn't have needed Biafra. If Nigeria have embraced the 3 R's that they said are going to implement after the war, if Nigeria was able to show its commitment towards development, towards a constitutional conference, towards implementing the policies of the constitutional conference, towards accepting the regional governance, there wouldn't be any need for Biafra. Hatred they have for us because of the atrocious activities against our people, and because of the annihilation, their planned conquest of our land. That was why, with all the atrocity that they have committed since 1945 to date, not abating, not stopping, we decided there is no way we can remain in the same country with people that wanted us dead. So in their military checkpoints and police checkpoints, they are using it to intimidate Biafrans. They use it to harass Biafrans. In some cases, kidnapping happened in military checkpoints. The police, the army, all of them will witness the kidnapping of people in military checkpoints, and they do nothing about it. The reason being that they work together hand in hand with all these people who are kidnappers. In military checkpoints, Biafrans are being harassed, intimidated at will. And in every other part of Nigeria, all such vices, all such intimidation and harassment do not happen. Why is it in Biafra land? Why in Biafra land that all these atrocities are happening? And nobody is checkmating the excesses of all these people. The government are doing nothing to curtail it. The security agencies are running riot in our land, doing whatever they want to do, without anybody holding them accountable or responsible for their actions. So it is only the Biafran Defense Forces that have been able to minimize all the atrocities of the Nigerian state. Even before now, the Nigerian government security agencies were occupying some strategic positions. But the Biafran Defense Forces have now been dislodging them and taking up these positions in order to widen their range of control and protect our land. You all know what is happening in Olu State. The Nigerian government fought in order to take over Olu State. But the actions and activities, the gallantry of the defense forces, the Biafran Liberation Army and the defense forces, put a stop to that. They could not conquer Olu. They went to Okigwe. They could not conquer Okigwe. They could not conquer any Biafran land because of the gallantry of the likes of General Igwe Butuzo and his men. So it is very, very important that you understand that Biafra land is witnessing a level of peace is because of the presence of the Biafran Defense Forces. The personnel are working assiduously to make sure that our land is under protection. this wall of attrition that is happening at this time is to make sure that we are going to fight till the last man standing, because Nigeria has happened to a lot of us. Nigeria have driven Biafrans away from their homeland. Nigeria have destroyed some destinies. Nigeria have killed a lot of people, even people who are running away from Nigeria through the Mediterranean Sea. They got drowned. And that is what the Biafran Liberation Army are preventing. They are preventing a scenario, a situation whereby Nigeria is now, through their activities and through the presence of the military, are forcing our people to flee our land. Yeah? They have decided, the Nigerian government have seen the actions and activities of the Biafran Liberation Army, the defense forces, but they cannot give credence to the wonderful work that these men are doing. You know, the Biafran Liberation Army have been able to bust some hideout of the Nigerian government security forces, recover some arms. A lot of nations have been recovered. These are arms that were positioned, that were purchased by the money that they get from our land. They want to use it to fight against us. There have been instances where the military personnel have been caught up on duty. They came to our land to kill. A very familiar one was one of a Yoruba military man that came to Biafra land to follow the Nigerian government to the military to kill our people. He was eventually captured alive. And because of the Biafran Liberation Army, they respect the rule of engagement. Since he was captured alive, there was no need, to fall him as a soldier. He was used as a warning to other military personnel who may be sent to Biafra land to come and kill our people. It was used as a warning to the Yorubas to make sure that they talk to their sons and daughters who are in the Nigerian military not to come to Biafra land, because when you come to Biafra land to kill, the Biafran Defense Forces are there to checkmate your excesses, and they are going to defend our land with everything that they have. And they have been doing that diligently, successfully. And that is why there is tranquility in our land up to this moment. So it is very important that we understand that the mission of the Biafran Liberation Army is to protect our women and children and protect our territory. Very, very important. And make sure that they delegitimize the terrorists who are coming to our land. They use the checkpoints to commit all manner of evil. They use their military barracks where they harvest organs of Biafrans. And we are still looking at them. As a matter of fact, it's not going to be long. All these military barracks in Biafra land will be no more. And kudos, the greatest achievement of the Biafran Liberation Army, the Biafran Defense Forces, is the protection of our borders, our women and children. And kudos to all these men that you see their photos here. Kudos to General Igwe Butuz and his boys. Kudos to General Gentle, the Yahoo. Kudos to NJ Makeup. Kudos to Holy Ghost and all the rest of them who are protecting our land and our territory. And the enemies of Biafra, they will continue to fall. There are people who were part of the Biafran Liberation Army before before they were brought together to be Biafran Liberation Army. There were people who are in the Eastern Security Network that were actually working with our leader before the kidnap of our leader. Most of them now, embraced amnesty with the Nigerian government, and most of them are working with the Nigerian government as against their people. Somebody like Caterpillar. Caterpillar was once a member of the Eastern Security Network. But when MSEN Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, Ejiofor, Chinasa Nworu, Chike Doziema, they deceived Caterpillar. Caterpillar now turned against the men and women that he was working with before for the protection of our land. And today Caterpillar is working with a Bubago, an outfit that is actually a security outfit that is actually fighting against what MSEN and the CANT stand for, against our freedom. And one thing is very, very certain: if you come against the owners of the land, if you come against Biafra to stop Biafra from coming, your life will never remain the same. You are going to receive the greatest shock of your life. You can never prosper. You can never succeed. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Because if you consider the prices, the sacrifices that MSEN and the CANT have made, do you think that the gods of the land will be kind with you? If you sacrifice your life for Biafra, then somebody will come and sabotage you and succeed. Our leader lost the parents as a result of this freedom. He is still incarcerated as a result of this freedom. Our prime minister is still incarcerated as a result of this freedom. So you believe that you can come and sabotage and succeed. It is not going to happen. So I want you to understand that the operations of the Biafran Defense Forces are geared towards the protection of our land. And they have been doing that diligently. Have you ever heard that the Biafran Defense Forces, out of omission or commission, they committed one blunder while trying to protect Biafran territory? No, because they respect the rule of engagement. They respect that. And I want to appeal to you that is listening. The Biafran Defense Forces can protect Biafra land and evict the terrorists out of Biafran territory. They can do that within a limited period of time. They only need all the necessary logistics to do their work. So why are you not supporting them? Why are you not funding the Biafran liberation in the homeland? I'm asking all of you at NIGERIA.MNK, all of you that make millions and thousands of naira at NIGERIA.MNK, why are you not supporting the liberation of NIGERIA.MNK, the liberation of your land? All of you that are working at Warri, why are you not supporting the liberation of Warri, the liberation of your land? All of you in Umuahia, all of you at Aba, all of you at Onitsha, all of you at Iguacha, all of you, all Biafrans in Lagos, in Abuja, in Sokoto, in Kano, in Kaduna. We have over Biafrans, 80,000, 80 million, 80 million all over the world. If you people support this liberation, I'm telling you, we are going to evict Nigeria from our land. The Biafran Defense Forces, they are so prepared. The only obstacles, the only drawback that they have is logistics. So we need you to support them. Very, very important. Those of you in Lagos, you saw what happened between 2023 election. Your properties were destroyed. People were killed. Did anybody, was anybody responsible or accountable? Did anybody go to jail for committing heinous crimes against the Biafrans in Lagos? The answer is no. Those of you in Tredford, in Idemota, that are making millions and millions of naira every day, that are powering the economy of the zoo, why not come together and channel your resources where it will be beneficial, not only for you, but for your people as well, so that your region will be protected, so that you will be free from this harassment and intimidation that the Nigerian government has systematically melted on Biafrans who are doing businesses all over Nigeria. The time is now. There is no two ways about it. And you can't run away from this freedom. I want to remind you what MSEN and the Kanu said. With or without you, Biafra will be restored. With your contribution or without your contribution, Biafra will be restored. And I want to let you understand that if Biafra is restored without your contribution, as somebody who has what it takes to support his people, you are going to regret your action. Your children will wish that you were never their dad because you never wanted them to be free. Biafra will be the best nation on this planet Earth when we are free from Nigeria. And that is why we are calling on you, well-meaning Biafrans all over the world, to come out and support the Biafran Liberation Army, because these are the liberators of our land. They form the nucleus of the liberation. They are the ones who have the utmost responsibility to protect our land and evict these terrorists from our land. These are the men. They are prepared. They are ready. Give them the logistics. That is all that they need. That is all that they need. They have enormous responsibility that rests on their shoulders. You saw what happened at the Eke market. You saw how they are getting up territories. They are occupying territories. They are evicting the terrorists. They are destroying the presence of the terrorists in our land. So let us give them the necessary support that they need so that Nigeria suffering, subjugation, intimidation, harassment will be no more in our land. Very, very important. Having said that, the lines are open. If you want to make your contribution, I'm going to put a link if you want to join me on the studio. Look at the man. This is General Igwe Butuzo here. Their life revolves around your freedom. You see these men stationed in the bushes all over your land. They have families, they have wives, they have children. But they vow to MSEN Nnamdi Kanu and MSEN Simon Ekpa Njoku that they are going to stand their ground to make sure that the Biafra is restored. They said, if I die, I die. If I perish, I perish. But I must stand to make sure that Biafra is restored in our own time. You are enjoying yourself in America. You are enjoying yourself in Europe, in France, in Germany, in Africa, even in Biafra land. You are enjoying yourself. You have your wife, you have your children, you have your property, you do anything, you ride the best cars. But all these men and the bushes, they are being sought for every blessed day in order to prevent them from liberating our land. These men pass into thick and thin in the forest. They sleep with animals and wild animals as well. Their lives is under threat, constant threat every blessed day. But they are not deterred. They are focused to make sure that they fight to make sure that your land is liberated. What are your contributions? What are you doing to support the work that they are doing? All these clothes that you see they are wearing, is it not money? The guns that they are wearing is bought with money. Their dressing, what about their feeding? Somebody that is protecting you, I'll come and feed myself. How can I feed myself when I'm staying in the bushes? I want our people to think reasonably. To think reasonably and come out and support the Biafran Defense Forces. They are the only people that can. They have stationed themselves in strategic locations in Biafran territory to fight to finish. So while you enjoy yourself, while you eat cheeseburger, hamburger, and the pizzas, remember there are those who don't have that opportunity to eat cheeseburger, hamburger, and peasants. Rather, they are there in the bushes, stationed to protect you and protect your territory. Be wise and make the right choice today. We have also a special IOU loan. In case you don't want to support with your finance, you can as well embrace the IOU loan, where you can give the government a loan of 50,000 a gemma. Then you can be repaid a 100% interest rate, 100,000 a gemma. There is no business venture that is so profitable more than this. You get 100% interest on the money that you loan the government. Once BIAFRA with your certificate, you are going to get back your money. It is an investment that you have made. So while you don't have to pay your money, give it out, you can as well use this special IOU loan, deposit your money with the government, and you will be guaranteed repayment, 100% interest rate. This is also not only for Biafrans, but non-Biafrans as well. Very, very important. So there are a lot of avenues where you can support the government. And let me tell you, if you are working in the Nigerian government system and you want Biafra, you can donate anonymously. The government will protect your identity. They will protect your identity because we are fighting for our freedom. Your identity will be shredded in secrecy. The government will not make it open because we want our land to be liberated, and everybody is needed to come on board to support this liberation. Very, very important. So having said that, the lines are open. Let me put the link so that you make your contribution. Very, very important. So join us in the studio and make your contribution. Join us in the studio and make your contribution. Very, very important. While I play you. Join us in the studio and make your contribution. In the studio and make your contribution, or you call and make your contribution.
They are crying. They will not cry in the public, but I watch their cry in the mirror every day. They cry. For the past few days, they have been having meeting. How to approach Simon Ekpa, how to negotiate with Simon Ekpa.
The network has been disturbing all this while.
On this space, I am not open for negotiation, and no Biafra person
the link is there in the
Biafra government is open for negotiation. If I hear that you are talking to anybody back home, you are out of the government. Our talk with them will start by
Cecilia Joseph. You said which government do you want us to pay into?
When we see
I want you to understand.
Out of the BSS dungeon.
Yes, I like that question that you asked. Cecilia Joseph.
We will give you ×3 of what we have given you before.
I'm going to respond to that.
I want to ask this question
in a minute. The government that is responsible, the government that is known by the American Congress, by the European Union, by every country of this world is the Biafra Republic government in exile. The government that the Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko contracted the lobbyist, contracted the attorney. The government that is working with the Ambazonians and the Eritreans. The government that is the de facto government in the homeland. That is the government that you are supposed to support and pay your money to. There is no other government. We have only one government, Biafra Republic government in exile. Every other thing, every other one that is telling you USB this, USB that, ask them their mode of who registered them. It is BRGIE, that is USB, United States of Biafra, is in the vehicle of BRGIE. It is BRGIE that is going to take USB to its destination. So the only government that you should listen to is Biafran Republic government in exile under the prime ministership of Mazi Simon Ekpanjoku, which acting prime minister Ogechukwu Nkere is now representing until the prime minister rejoins us. I want you to know that it is very, very simple. Which government is working with the attorney? Which government is working with the lobbyist? Which government do the American Congress recognize? Which government is the Ambazonians having alliance with? Which government is the Eritreans having alliance with? So you want to go and give your money to USB of Ngozi? Hi, my goodness me. Use your brain. You should understand that BRGIE is the only government recognized under international law right now. American State Congress, that is the only. If Ngozi is a government, let her go to Washington DC. Are you people insane? Are you people insane? Since Ngozi is a mold, Ngozi have been used by the Nigerian government to destroy prime minister or to destroy our government. Can you tell me what you can say that Ngozi have achieved since 2024 that she tried to take over the government? Wasteful. She brought out Wasteful for you. She told you you are going, she's paying for airline to take you home, Nigeria. She said that, oh, everybody should self-defense. Is that how government, is that how you get your freedom? Where is her lobbyist? Our prime minister made you to understand that the Biafran government have a charter, which is the guiding principle. Everything is stipulated in that charter if you want to know anything about the government. We also have our bylaw that guides the functionaries, the cabinet members in that government. So when you ask which government, it means that you are just, are you a novice? Are you new into this government? Okay, maybe you are just a Biafran who don't really understand. I'm so sorry about that, but let me explain it to you. The government that is known all over the world, I said all over the world because before the convention, the government of Biafra sent letters all over the world for their government to understand the declaration of Biafra. Let me tell you what the prime minister specifically went to Finland and submitted his own letter of intent. Every other liaison office in the world submitted their letter of intent. We submitted our letters. So under which circumstance will you now say that Ngozi is or USB? What is USB? We have passed that stage. I don't want to come back to it because it is an ordinary layman. Ordinary layman should understand that USB cannot function until it is recognized. It cannot recognize itself. Biafra Republic government in exile all over is the only government that other nations, there are nations that use BRGIE to get their freedom, not their nation, that's the name of their country to get their nation. It is BRGIE that will take USB to destination. When USB will only function when we are free as a nation. Just like the constitution will function when we are free as a nation. You can't be USB in exile. You can't say you are a country in exile. Okay, that is why they say that the government in exile is Biafran Republic government in exile. This is the only government that is recognized globally to fight for the freedom of the Biafran nation. Once that government is recognized, once BRGIE takes our just like we are taking our information, we are taking our government processes, we are taking the functions of the government, and we are educating the world of what is happening, and we are asking that America recognize. Once America recognizes Biafra, then the process of negotiation with Nigeria will now start. And then the the process of transition into the homeland. That is the only time that you can dissolve BRGIE, when you have transited into the homeland, where we are no longer in exile. Then you can answer United States of Biafra, because you have been recognized. Right now that you are still in exile, if you are using that terms, it means you don't really understand what freedom is all about. You don't understand the antics. You don't understand the processes whereby you can get to your destination. You don't understand. So if you are staying with Ngozi right now, she is looking for money to sort out her court case, because she is going to jail. And for you that is supporting her, make sure you are supporting her hiding, because eventually it will come to you, because nobody will destroy this government. Nobody will fight this government and go scot-free. It's not going to happen. It doesn't matter who you are. I want to ask you, most of the people that started with Ngozi in 2024, where are they today? Most of them have run away. Most of them have resigned. There are a lot of them that we are in the spaces together, we hold program together. All of them have run away because they have seen that they have erred. They have seen that they have sinned against the government. Instead of them to come back, they prefer to stay out. Yes. So you can continue to, romance with Ngozi and USB. Where Ngozi went to this thing, corporation. She has been deceiving a lot of you for a very long time. And I'm sure you are one of them who are deceiving the people. I know you are one of those who Ngozi is using to deceive the people. You, Cecilia. You, Cecilia Kosogini. Joseph. Yes, you are part of the people that are defrauding Biafrans. I can see that, because the way you are sounding, I can now feel that you are part of those that Ngozi is using to defraud Biafrans. But at the appointed time, people like you will be held responsible. So you don't know the government that you should support. You don't know the government that you have. The only government is Biafran Republic government in exile. No other government. So if you continue to use that government, or if you continue to use USB even, you are going to get litigation. Don't worry. Amanda Berry is coming for all of you. Okay? Continue to commit your evil, to do your evil deeds. You are going to be held responsible, and in a due time.
I want to ask this question as a Biafran, as a concerned citizen of Biafra. I also ask this question as a citizen who wants this government to succeed. And I'm also asking this question as a member of BWOC, Biafran Writers of Conscience. Before I forget, my deputy PM, you made mention of having a call with one of the administrators, or do I say brother to a governor in that contraction called Nigeria. And I don't know how that will sound in the ears of Biafrans. Please, is that wise to call or make call or allow your phone number to be with the terrorist Nigerian state administrators?
Yeah, actually, this guy, he was my schoolmate.
When you travel to the north, do you live in the forest in the north? The Igbo people in Sabongeri in Kanu, are they living of course it's Hausa land, are they living in the forest? They came to the town, they work very hard, they build houses, they build mansions, they develop the entire place. Is that not what they do? What are Fulani people doing in our forest? Nobody can answer that question. They say that they're pastoralists. World aspiring to be a member of the UN Security Council, where you move cattle from place to place. Are you people well at all? You so-called Nigerians, are you normal in the brain? I'm asking you a simple question. Show me a country that aspires to be in the 21st century, moving cattle from place to place. Tell me they're grazing. Which country is that? Please tell me. These are people that have prepared for you to sell you down the drain. By the time the Fulanis are done with you, believe you me, if you don't rise up now to fight for your freedom, by the time time Fulanis are done with you, you'll be more useless than a Hausa peasant.
Tutors, good morning from here. Thank you for joining the questionnaire this morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good morning, Professor.
Good morning. Thank you. You are welcome. How are you doing?
I'm good. Are you?
We are fine.
Yeah.
We thank God for today. Yes.
Okay.
What are
I
your
can
thoughts?
see the glory is shining on you.
Thank you so much. And you as well. Thank you. Yesterday, you were so exceptional, educating our people on what they need to know about our freedom. Very, very important. Yesterday was mind-blowing, very, very educative. And a lot of people really understand what is actually playing out at this time. The atrocities, the genocidal tendencies of the Nigerian government against our people. That was very, very educative, and you played a very major role in that regard. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. God bless you. Yes, so I really
Yes, you have.
appreciate you. I
Okay.
really appreciate you. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, and the world is listening.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for bringing us together in the first worship session. Because this is where we energize ourselves before we transit to the space.
Yes.
Yes, so I joined because of the question that what is her name? Cecilia.
Cecilia Joseph. Yes.
You know, um, these are the don't waste your time, in this kind of people, because they know the truth. Because you see, there is difference between you were deceived or you were manipulated from what you intentionally decided to do because you never believed in what we were doing. So these are two different categories of people. You will see those that were misled. Once they come up, they will listen to the truth and then reset their brain and said, okay, I follow this person because of title or because of the way she used to back in the social media, claiming with the outburst from our defense, any Biafran till today who is still supporting Ngozi is not a Biafra. Let the world hear what I'm saying. Any Biafra as at today, after listening to the audio from our general commander, the real man that we know, Igwe Butuzo, our general, and that person is still following Ngozi or even following Ichoma Emma Accountability 2025, excuse me, that person has never believed in what we are doing. That person has never believed in what we are doing. Number two, that person is a Biafran because our Igwe, the general in charge, dropped a video. I will call you back, okay? I'll call you back. Somebody just entered now. I'll call again, please.
Yeah, let me see if I can play the voice of that voice that.
Now, Thunder is one of your commander inside my camp. Original one happened in the social media. So, Madam, I can mention him higher about Thunder and I'm going to do it.
I hope the voice is coming out. It's coming out, right?
Thank you very much. The way I may have the way I may have the glory of God in our manifest in my life. More in a may have Chineke and Rosito, and the more in a Buloko Belu. But the one that thunder, the good to have a thunder. Now you wrote that thunder is one of your commander. Who are going to Arabes? Thunder now one of your commander. Oh, but thunder in a sense, Rego. Everybody read about the reason they remove thunder is and there and I saw the total. The good to have a corner. I love the African better every single look. But if you have a I'm not to you to the government. I don't know what you're doing. Everybody work at a time or room make a fight. How to do a fight? Or room and home make a fight. But you lie that Naputunda is not your commander. But you do have said that you don't know commander is Thunder is not commander. Thunder is nobody. He's just the ordinary soldier. Nabarakia. But I have a market to make food of bread or the phone. Melo, kill one or your commander. Nabaraka. Look at the heat. It has got a notice to United States of Biafra government. That one of your commander, your commander, Thunder, has been allegedly multiplied at the drone inside a pit by Commander 1, who is under Commander Putosa in all state commander. Look at you, really free. Look at you, open an error, and even put an error and naked, take you again. You with you. You with you. That's what the Kagera my friend, happy to my hair. But I go home, but I can see that's not who knows you to retire, not one in Biafra. Come from a Biafra land, I will deal with you. If we don't like any recruit, I will use them to fight you. Hold on a minute. I've been an ultimate national plan, no one saying Ghana, I got with national plan. Go to our Funatic is over our better. I got with free, not this trouble. I don't want to Ghana. And the category with your category is not the same thing. They can only foolish and the fool those they can fool, but they can never fool me. He did a kid and I said to Burku. You just suspended the general rapporteur of our mode to look at you. And my yogi, and my yoga movement. Who are you? You must come to the mind. If you don't know Biafra, if you don't know Biafra, if you don't know Biafra, if you don't know if you don't know what Biafra, last call a man Biafra that I will never call you again. And anything concerning me, say away. If I have me there at this laptop, will bring in salt. And then my bandit, Papa Media, will use this left to fight you. No, about the Biafra. About the war of that they are fighting for state. Why others are fighting for veterans? You know, that the image in the gallows. You know, that the image is someone else. And home, mother, look at you, play with the Kage. Mommy, I saw Kage Mama for 3 times. Here, you will where go, you see what I'm elephant. Oh, where glory, Mama, I saw the begging. I can't feel the woman. I am on the without. Without to put an error and they are what I go up goes on a present. You don't have to take a grammar here. I'm very the person you book it. I'm sorry, Biafra Gabu Gordon. If it will be a way, I got with it that we take an attack here. I'm going to have an attack on Greg being here. We'll go forward in war. What about what? So you will put so that I get for you.
Yes, that is the voice of our commander, Triple General Igwe Butuzo, telling the world about Ngozi Orabueze, Ngozi Orabufulani. So, Cecilia Joseph, I hope you can hear that. I hope you can hear that. Because people like you have been deceived by that evil woman, that Fulani woman. People like you have been deceived. In fact, people like you are the kind of people that were giving birth in Biafran land during the war. That the Fulanis impregnated their mothers, so they gave birth to people like you. That is why you don't actually know where you are. You don't know that the freedom of Biafrans, nobody is going to destroy it, even if you support Ngozi 100%. You people can never succeed. You have heard what General Butuzo said. General Butuzo have been able to tell the world who Ngozi Orabueze is. Ngozi Orabueze is a devil herself. She is not here for freedom. So if you are donating money for her, Ngozi Orabueze want to use the money you donate to her to take care of her court case, because she is going to jail in America. If you don't know, I want you to know that now. If you don't understand, I'm making it clear to you so that you understand. Cecilia Joseph, wherever you are, I know you have run out. You are no longer in this platform. So for you to ask which government, the only government that we have, let me show you. You see it, it is Brigi or Brigi. No other group is fighting for our freedom. No other government is fighting for the freedom of the Biafran people. It is the Biafra Republic government in exile, under the prime ministership of Mazi Simon Ekpan Joko. But since the prime minister is not here, under the acting prime ministership of Ogechukwu Nkere, that is the government that is fighting for our freedom. You have seen what Ogechukwu Nkere has brought to the table. You have seen the information, the positive news that is coming from Washington, D.C. It is as a result of Ogechukwu Nkere's visit to Washington, D.C., going to do the needful, educating the congressmen and women of the actions and activities of the Biafran Republic government in exile, in our quest to have freedom for our people. That is why you see them sanctioning Nigeria, trying to sanction Nigeria. That is why they are going to put Nigeria back in countries that persecute Christians. That is why the judges in Nigeria are said to be corrupt. That is why Nigeria is running helter-skelter now, because of the congressional testimony of our acting Prime Minister Ogechukwu Nkere. So I want you to understand that, yes, Alozie Ambrose, that voice from our general, you said that voice, this is the final nail on the coffin of Ngozi Orabufulani, waiting for her burial. Any person saying that she or he is a complete fool. Yes, anybody that is supporting Ngozi Orabufulani is a complete fool. You have heard the voice of General Igwe Butuzo telling you that Ngozi Orabueze is a mole, that she was contracted to fight against our freedom. Okay? She was contracted to fight against our freedom, but she is not going to succeed. Please, we have only one government, of which Brigi is the only government. All other people are breakaway group. That is coming from our own sister, Ihuoma. Thank you so much for that wonderful comment. So, nobody is joining the studio. Nobody is calling the line. I want you to make your contribution. Very, very important. I need you to call the lines. The lines are there. Plus. The line is there. Biafrans, call only on WhatsApp. Plus 258 875692 392. Very important. Or you check on the comment section for the link and join. Tutus joined, but it's like she had a distraction somehow and she's coming back. So this is the link to join the studio and make your contribution. Very, very important. What we have just explained to you now, the reason why we have the Biafran Defense Forces is to protect our land, to keep our borders safe, and delegitimize these terrorists from our land. You can see the wonderful contribution that they have made in safeguarding Biafran territory. It is only Biafra land that it is safe at this moment. And our Prime Minister asks us to make sure that we sustain that tranquility that we have in our land. He said the only way we can sustain it is to continue to fund the liberation.
Good afternoon, fellow Biafrans. This is the 11th day of November 2024, and I am here again to respond to a question by somebody who just asked me, Prime Minister, what do we do to sustain the peace and security we've brought to Biafra land? And I told him, and I said, I am going to make this video to respond because I know many people are going to be asking the same question. So here is my response. The only way to sustain the peace that we have brought to Biafra territory and to the Biafra people is to make sure that Nigeria never breed within our territory. The Nigeria terrorist army, Nigeria terrorist state police, and every arm-carrying person under Nigeria within Biafra territory must not be allowed to breed, because they are the main cause of insecurity. They are the terrorists that have been terrorizing people, facilitating the attack against indigenous people, and shielding these ragtag terrorists when they come to kill. So we are not going to allow them to breed in Biafra territory until Biafra become an independent state, recognized under international community and the United Nations. I want you to take a look at where Nigeria is breeding, how the security situation are in those places. Take a look in Yoruba land. Nigeria is breeding in Yoruba land. 29,000 people have been reportedly killed by the Fulani terrorists. Look at the northeast, northwest, where Nigeria is breeding. There are many terrorist groups springing up on a daily basis. Innocent women and children are being neutralized every day. Take a look in the middle belt where Nigeria is breeding. There are people who have given birth to their children inside IDP camp. And many of those children are today 19 years of age. What does that tell you? It means that people have actually left and fled their ancestral land and have been living in IDP camp for more than 19 years. And without any plan for them to reclaim their land. Their land is now being occupied by strangers. Who are those strangers? The fighters that were actually killing the people and chasing them out of their own land. Nigeria is breeding in the Middle Belt. And that's the reason why we decided that the solution to sustain the security in our land is to make sure that Nigeria never breed. And that's what Simon Ekpa is leading. Thank you very much.
Now, Thunder is one of your commander inside my camp. Madam, I go God. Original one, he's a medical media. I have to. So, Madam, I can mention him higher and bottom than a Baraki. But they say him higher and Thunder, Nabaraki Butuzo. You met on your mouth. You go to our best and Puma. You go out there with 2 years in a struggle. I see here, we a year and again a struggle. Keep a produce original, no region honor. We're never social media. You call that cake on the suspension 1 month to look at you, 1 pocket. 1 pocket gram of IPOB, one pocket the gram of the so good of it. You can betray Monazoka. We're PM, or the fellow PM, we're going to be a PM, we're position of Mazoka. Look at you, I won't give you a blockade. Thank you very much. The way I may have a diagram of Namram. The way I may have a good of God in our manifest in my life. More in a Maya Kachinek and a Nurotito, and the more in a Buloko Melu. But the Munaga Thunder, you put to have a Galadon. Now you wrote that Thunder is one of your commander. Go on, Thunder now one of your commander. Oh, but Thunder in a sense, everybody really record the recent there. More Thunder is there, and I saw the two. To Gabugono. I love the African, but this single logo. I'm not in US to the government. I got my master of the element. Everybody walk at a time or room make a fight. How to send you a fight? Or women who move up a fight. But do you lie that Naputunda is not your commander? But you are saying that you don't know commander. Thunder is not commander. Thunder is nobody. He is just the ordinary soldier. Na barakia. Makoya brama kese me full of bread. Onye bara ure phone. Melo kila mo no ya commander na baraka mo. Look at the driver. It has got a notice to the United States of Biafra government that one of your commander, your own commander, Thunder, has been allegedly manipulated and thrown inside a pit by Commander One, who is under Commander Buzoza in Olu State Commander. Look at you, you are the free. Look at you. Open an error. Put an error and naked. You with you. You with you. That's what the Kagega, my friend. Happy to my hair. But I go from Ragasia. And got no Tiragi. Who knows you to retire? Not one in Ala Biafra. Come from a Biafra land. I will do with you. If we don't like any recruit, I will use them to fight you. Hold on a minute. I been an ultimate na struggle. I don't want to engage. I got we bring a struggle. Those are a phone and a struggle are better. I got we bring na this struggle. I don't want to engage. And the category which on a category is not the same thing. They can only foolish and you fool those they can fool, but they can never fool me. Either like it and at the book. You just suspended the rapporteurs of our month to look at you. And my yogi and my yogi and my yoga woman down. Who are you? You must come to the Bible. If you don't get Biafra, if you don't get Biafra, if you don't get Biafra, if you don't get if you don't get without Biafra, last call a man I get, but I get that I will never call you again. And anything concerning me, stay away. If I have made it at this laptop, will bring in salt. And then my bandit, Papa Media, will use this net to fight you. No, about Biafra.SUPPORT. They are fighting for state. Why all that are fighting for veterans? No, they got the making, he making up the color. No, they got the making, whatever. Look at you, play for the Kage. Mommy, I saw Kage Mama 100 times. Here, gave you Ribu, where go, they see what I'm a leopard. Oh, we'll grow you. Mommy, I saw the way they're begging, I can't feel the woman. I am on there without. Without to put an error on there, with a motorcycle goes on a person. You do the house of the Kagera my hair. My favorite get the good to get boogie. I'm sorry, I'm Biafra gone. You better be aware. He go with the dad, we take an attack here. I'm going to go and attack all the be here. We're not going to get war. Mark my word. So the Kagera for you.
Tutos, welcome back. Thank you so much. That is the voice of our Triple General Igwe Butuzo, lambasting the Honorable Fulani woman, lambasting the psychiatric woman about her sabotage against our government. What do you have to say? Welcome back once again.
Yeah, thank you, Professor. Yeah, thank you so much. I'm sorry for that little distraction. Somebody stepped in to fix some things for me. So now I will still go back to that young lady, whether it's a young lady or is a woman or a lady, I don't know, but from her name, she's a female gender. For her to know that
yes, Cecilia,
if by this time, not only her, to every true Biafran, if you say you are a true Biafran, if by this time you are still there following a woman who is a Fulani woman who was contracted to come and destabilize and kill our people, then your name, I will respect the community guide or rule in YouTube. Though somebody said a compound is a complete F, I will say you are a compound ewu. A compound ewu. And you are a disgrace to our Onyendu, because our Onyendu say Biafrans are what? Generally intelligent people. So I don't understand,
Intelligent and wise.
and wise. I don't understand that people, as at now, seeing all the red flags that this Fulani woman has committed, even the Machoma CLC Accountability 2025, what they are also playing, and you still follow them. You are a compound ewu, not complete, compound ewu. Because this audio message from our triple general has nailed every, and this is not the first time he has made something like this, telling you that this woman is not working for Biafra. Imagine a woman that came out and shouted that if they cross their boundary, they will be killed. Do you still need a prophet again? You people are not representing your identity. You are representing something else. You have seen the buying activities that is going on in our territory. Throughout yesterday, we were in the space propagating, spreading this genocidal war that is still ongoing in our land till date. The whole night, 24 hours, we were there. It's not that we don't have what to do. We have what to do. But for the love of rescuing our people, we had to gather. And we are going to be there again today to keep on telling the world what is happening. Let me just tell you that Nigeria is committing genocide against Biafra right now, and it is ongoing. You see? And it is not going to stop soon. It is not going to stop soon until we put ourselves together and bring out a J and a Gemma in unity and in one accord before this will stop. Don't say which government. There is no other government than Briggy. It is either Briggy nor Briggy. Every other thing there, we classify them under a political pressurized group. And we did not see this group today. It started right from the word of Chinas and Woru. You can even see that even in the camp of Chinas and Woru, as Ide Hot has come out to say, Chinas and Woru is the Okisofaya. Go to Twitter, you will see.
Fire, yes.
He has come out, he has twisted it. You people should know that the only government, the only institution that is fighting for our freedom is Briggy. And that is why every other groups are called breakaway, because they are breaking away. They cannot withstand the heat in the kitchen. They cannot withstand truth. That is why they are, breaking away. Ngozi broke away, Emachoma Accountability broke away and carried some people with them. These people never had what we call taproot. They were not rooted in what we are doing. So they were easily broken off because they are chaff that has been separated from the wheat. When you plant a wheat, you first of all plant the seed. What do you get? What you are interested are the seeds, not even the height of the wheat, not even the chaff of the wheat. So what have these people done now? They just separated themselves and allowed the seed to remain, because that is what everybody is interested in wheat plant. So only the seeds are available. And what do you do with this seed? When you grind it, it will turn to powder, and you can use it to do so many food that you want to prepare, and you get filled up. That is what Briggy is doing. Briggy now is the seed that is there to fill the hungry Biafrans that are seeking for freedom. Once you begin to embrace Briggy, you will become full automatically, because in Briggy you will find transparency. In Briggy you will find truth. In Briggy you will find strength. In Briggy you will find accountability. In Briggy you will find honesty. In Briggy you will find focused. In Briggy you will find the alliance between us and the US. In Briggy you find peace. In Briggy, if you are sick, come there, you will enjoy. Your sickness will go. No matter the level of your BP, it will become normal, because it is satisfying. Briggy is satisfying. He has given us everything that we need. So if you are there still giving your money to Ngozi, hey, you are just giving her money to go and fight her court cases. Yes, because she has a lot. If you are giving your money to Mama Daabu and Choma, the green snake in the green grass, You are just giving your money for them to share it. It is not from me. You go and ask Emmanuel Oremujus that came out and say, them that even castigated our APM, they are worse than our APM, they claim. But I want to tell you, there is nothing worse in our brigade. So Emmanuel Remedios have seen that what they accuse Briggy of, they are doing it, even when Briggy is not doing it. That they come out and speak good asset, but they are worse. They are doing the same thing. They are taking your money. Ask them, where is your money that you've been giving to them? And this good for nothing man that looks like chicken that rain has beaten in our homeland, Boniface, will come out every Saturday and give audio donation from UK. Where is the money? It's just audio donation to pull you to think that something is happening. Nothing is happening. So I want to use this opportunity to tell Biafra that whether you are supporting Gozio or you are supporting a man Choma group of accountability, what is in our own land is still ongoing, because those people you gave your money to, they are not channeling it. Nobody has the link to our defense than de facto government. And de facto government is under Briggy. You see what is happening? So anybody coming out to say, hey, we have men on ground, what they have are terrorist groups. Different terrorist groups. You can see, I'm taking you back now to, as he they heard what he said. He said, they should not allow him to talk. Oh, they should not allow him to talk. Oh, this guy was the same guy that came out when Onyendu was kidnapped initially and said if he should open his mouth and tell us what he knows about this kidnapping of Onyendu, they should close. Immediately that boy made that statement, Chinasanworo cornered this boy to his side, and he became mute. He refused to say what happened to Aonyendu. That was where the name, his title came out from. What was that? His title? Ofo.
Osoji.
Usoji. Yes, that was where the title came out, Usoji. And we used to call him Usoji
Osoji.
because when he comes there, he will say Usoji. So he
You
now
use
joined
it to
Chinas.
swear.
I want to connect what is happening now. You can also see that this same Oki Sophia has been working with Ngozi. What does that tell you? Anu Soji has come out to say Oki Sophia is Chinas Amoru according to his tweet. My people, wake up. Wake up. He has come out to say Oki Sophia according to his tweet. Then let them not allow him to open his mouth and tell us who Oki Sophia is. That means Oki Sophia is Chinas Amoru. And this same Oki Sophia has been working with Ngozi. I don't know why our people are like this. So who is Ngozi working for? Who is Chinas Amoru working for? The same Nigerian terrorist government. So do you want us to bring something and begin to reset your brain cells? This is the only thing we can do. So why don't you come together and bring your funds to channel it to the right channel that your money should go? Our people are dying. Is it because it has not happened to your family members? They are buying us on a daily basis. So why would you come to the space and ask which government? And then to show that you are intentionally asking this mumu question, you are there abusing the host of this program, our professor. So it shows that you know what you are doing, because he tried to direct you where to channel your money to, and you came back, started tweeting and typing rubbish here. So you are intentionally doing what you are doing. You know the truth. So what are you even doing in our program in the first place? Go to your accountability and go to Adade Aramba. Go there, later go and explain things for you so that you become more mumu. Because that is why I classify you now. So that is what I wanted to say. This is because of that her comment
Thank
that made
you.
me to join this studio. Thank you so much.
Yes, most of them in a fake account and fake names. That is what they do. They come here instead of them getting educated and at least going home and their mind will be at rest. They come here and increase their their high blood pressure. The real truth of the matter is that all these people are not actually here to fight for the freedom of the Biafran people. These are the people who are supporting Ngozi criminality against our government. These are the people who are the engineers who are supporting and funding Ngozi's terrorism in Biafra land. I have told them she should very much get prepared for what is to come, because each and every one of them, they are going to answer to their atrocities against our people. There is something that Tegain said. Our brother Tegain made us to understand that they are designing a gadget in Biafra land. They are designing a gadget. Once Biafra is restored, no matter the atrocity that you committed, it doesn't matter how many years ago, even when you erase it, once that gadget, your name is typed on that gadget, everything that you have said in social media, in Twitter, in YouTube, or in TikTok, or all of them will come. All of them will come out, and you can be able to respond to that. Useless individuals who don't know their left from their right. So thank you so much, tutors, for being part of this program. That was a wonderful submission that you made. People who don't know their left from their right. People who never came here to fight for freedom. They are only here to make money for themselves. If you are supporting Ngozi, what it means is that you are trying to help her fund her litigation case. You are trying to help her settle out of court, because Ngozi is looking for money to settle out of court. But she must definitely go to jail. Okay? If you are supporting Imam Madabu, Bryce Tinekoma, Chioma, and all of them, it means you are donating money to be shared between Madam Van 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 and co. Okay? So I want you to know, like our sister said, these people are all breakaways. The only government that the Biafran people know, the only government that the American Congress know, the only government that United Nations know, even when they feign ignorance of that knowledge, is the Biafran Republic government in exile. There is no other government. Every other one is a breakaway. Every other ones are mushroom groups that want to make money out of the Biafran liberation, but they are not going to succeed. So thank you so much, Sister Tutors, for being part of this program. I still have like 5 minutes to round up this program. You can make your call. You can, add your voice to what you have just said. And you have had the general triple star General Igwe Butu condemning Ngozi Orabufulani, confirming what people already know about her. So you don't need anybody to tell you whether Igwe Butu is working with Ngozi or is not working with Ngozi. The voice is a confirmation that he has not worked with Ngozi and can never work with somebody who is against freedom. How does that happen? So Ngozi is funding Ogiso Fire with Chinas and Woru. They are funding those people who are killing our people at Arondizog. They are funding those who are fighting against the liberation forces, BLA, BDF. But you know what? I just have pity for the families of those who will go and carry arms to go against the Biafran Defense Forces. That's the people that I pity. I pity you, who will go and work with Ngozi against the Biafran Defense Forces. You are not going to come back alive. I want you to know that. So I want to really appreciate everybody who joined me in today's broadcast. It was really amazing. Thank you so much for being part of this program. I want to appreciate our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I appreciate our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoku. I appreciate the Acting Prime Minister, Ogechukwu Nkere. I appreciate the cabinet members who are standing very strong. The Information Minister, Obong Sani Akparawa. I appreciate the most articulate Minister Snow, the COS to the Acting Prime Minister. I also appreciate My comrades are the Biafran Republic government media. All the comrades, Tutos is one of them. I can't call every one of you by names, because if I start calling them now, anybody who I not calling name, you got the best. You know yourselves, those who join me here and those who we will see on space. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you for being part of this program. Please like, share, and if you have not subscribed to this channel, please, what are you waiting for? Subscribe so that anytime I come online, you are going to get notification. And together, we are going to make this channel a great one at that. The questionnaire is saying goodbye from here. Ndewo no mu Chineke. Airborne to the Biafran Defense Forces.